As we are approaching Fortnite Chapter 6, let's reminisce a little bit on Fortnite Chapter 5. What went wrong, what went right, let's talk about all of it. Let's talk about some pros because it's easier to talk about pros than cons just because I just love to talk about stuff that is great. So I want to start off with the collaborations. If you don't know, I'm a big collector, I'm a big cosmetic guy. I really liked a lot of the collaborations that Epic did this year. Some of the standouts were the Avatar collab, a couple of the Marvel and Star Wars collabs. The May the 4th entire event was really fun. And I really loved the mini passes that we really got. So that included the TMNT, the Avatar, and the Pirates of the Caribbean. Those 3 mini passes, those were really good passes and definitely recommend. Another thing that was really good about this season were the mobility items. Every season we had something different. Season 1 we had the Grapple Blade, Season 2 we had the Wings of Icarus, Season 3 we had the Nitro Fist, Season 4 we had the Hover Jets. There were a lot of great things that came out of the mobility items this chapter, and I feel like they're going to improve on that. Obviously we've seen the Chapter 6 trailer that the katanas are coming back, which is going to be a really great mobility item to play with again. So that's that. And I hope they keep learning to make cool items. Like the Wings of Icarus were really great items, and I hope they keep doing that stuff. Something else that I want to talk about ties in with the mobility items, but like weapons and attachments. Now, attachments can definitely be seen as more of a con, but I liked them because you can customize what you really wanted on a weapon. You didn't have to just have either a scope or no scope. I thought that the weapon attachments were nice. I think a little, one small downside of it is that weapons would come with attachments. Other than that, there wasn't really much wrong with the attachments. Also, something that does need to be improved on is the way that attachments are placed, because the bunkers would only open when there's the 3rd circle and there's barely anyone left. Why would you use them? But other than that, the weapon attachments were really good. I just want to give a really quick shout out to the Reaper sniper rifle. I think that thing unlocked more fun for me, and it's probably one of my favorite weapons ever added to the game. Now let's talk about the new modes that Epic added this year. So obviously Chapter 5 started with a bang. They introduced 3 new modes with Lego Fortnite, Rocket Racing, and Fortnite Festival. Now, I'm not a big Lego Fortnite guy. I do play it for the XP, and it's really good for XP. If you don't know, I made a short about it, how to get a lot of XP. So if you want to check that out, check that out. But I'm really a fan of Rocket Racing and Fortnite Festival. I really love the artists that they find for Festival. I do really wish that we get some better artists though. And Rocket Racing is fun because I like the aspect of it. I don't know. I know it's very low player count and not a lot of people don't play it, but I enjoy it. I just wish the cars were a little less expensive. Lamborghini Hurricane, please come back. Also, let's talk about Fortnite Reload, because this really sparked a new era into the game. Like, more people started to play because of this mode, and just feels great. Constant action, everything was just great about this mode. And now that they're adding rotational maps, even better, and they're updating the game, hit scan weapons, everything is perfect. It's really good. Last thing I want to talk about in pros is Fortnitemares 2024. We got a lot of great cosmetics out of it, we got a lot of great items out of it, and we got great map changes out of it. I think this was one of the best Fortnitemares they have done in several years now. Now let's talk about the cons, and I feel like this might be a little longer, but we'll just see. So let's start off with probably the biggest con of this chapter, and that's moving from hit scan items to projectiles and bullet drops. It feels more luck-based to shoot weapons now, instead of just having your cursor aim right at a person and hitting that person directly. There's a lot of drama with this, and eventually we all came to figure it out, but I still think it's not a really great idea, and I feel like hit scan might not return next chapter because weapon attachments are coming back. I really hope we do see hit scan return. Let's talk about something small, something that happened very beginning of the chapter when it launched. There was a very overwhelming launch, and one of the biggest mistakes that Epic had made was the earlier movement. There's a lot of controversy around it because sprinting was not correct, walking was not correct. It was so slow to walk, and eventually they did fix it, which I give them props, but it was a little broken at the beginning. So I mean, yeah. Let's talk about something niche, and I don't think you guys really care about this stuff, but the storyline. I used to be a big storyline follower back in chapter 1, 2, and 3, and it was very cohesive with the story of the 7 and the IO and the 0 point. But now it's just turned into, we don't even know, like where did any of this come from, and why should we care is my question. Something small I also want to talk about is the lack of map changes that we got throughout the season. Obviously, we got the big Fortnite mirrors map changes, but we didn't really get like massive changes like we would in earlier chapters, like throughout the season. Maybe we'll see a return of that in chapter 6, hopefully. Something I wrote down in my notes just to talk about cons is just season 3. Yeah, I really did not like that season. I really hope Epic doesn't go in that direction again. Let's talk about something that's been wrong for a while now. Let's talk about the locker UI and the item shop. Now, obviously, it's a business perspective to have a lot of tabs in the item shop, and I get why they have it, but it's just so convoluted. I think a really great thing that they can do is to separate the different shops. Like in the one shop tab, you can click like, let's go to the Battle Royale shop tab, then let's go to the Rocky Racing, then the Festival, then the Lego. Like you can separate everything so it's not like one big page of like 40 different items. It would be way better to have. And the locker UI is just, I see that they fixed it in Remix, but obviously it was the weird system, and I still think they can improve on it a little bit, and I still hope that they will improve on it a little bit. I think the last thing we should talk about are the graphics. Now, I'm not a big graphics guy. I usually run everything on low with distance on Epic. However, the game just doesn't feel the same. Remember when Chapter 4 launched? Everything felt like an entire different game. Everything was just beautiful, man. And then we launched in Chapter 5 and it looks more realistic than more of a cartoon, and it looked so ugly. So I hope that, Unreal Engine 6, whenever that comes out, hopefully that fixes some things and just makes the game look so much nicer. But I really hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in Chapter 6 and Fortnite OG.